What's up, everybody? I'm Earl Arms.
And I'm Alexandria Mack.
And we're at Milwaukee's 52nd Juneteenth celebration.
Happy Juneteenth Day!
Happy Juneteenth Day!
Woo!
Happy Juneteenth!
Juneteenth means the ability to change Black's narrative. It means the opportunity to, instead of shedding negative lights, but to turn into a positive way and to furthermore show Black excellence.
And then you being coronated as Mrs. Juneteenth, what does that mean to you and your family?
To me and my family, it means that I really get to promote Black excellence. It gets to show the true beauty and the true positivity of Black youth, and I get to really show how youth like me are truly the future.
I'm Lamar Franklin, President of the Board of Northcott Neighborhood House, and on behalf of the board, I'd like to welcome everybody. Have a safe and peaceful day. Northcott has been instrumental in having one of the longest running Juneteenth celebrations in the country. I had the privilege to be a part of the celebration for 51 years.
And so as we are here celebrating, let us realize that freedom is not free and that we still have work to do.
So as we enjoy each other, enjoy this moment, understand why this moment. And I love and appreciate Director Tony and also Executive Director Tony and also Director Elizabeth for allowing myself to be with Miss Sheriff Ball here to be a part of this as Grand Marshals, being chosen for this honorable event, because it's important for us to show support to our community because we are the community.
I mean, Juneteenth is for everybody. I mean, every holiday is for everybody. It's just how you choose to celebrate that holiday. But when you talk about inclusion, and we're still looking for that. We're still looking to be included in the equity and the equality. You can say what you want on paper, but there's still a lot that we're left out on.
Two, please smile.
Happy Juneteenth!
Hello there, folks. Earl Arms here with Black Nouveau, here with Darrell Terrell. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Hey, you've been here. We've been talking a little bit, and Darrell, you've been here at Juneteenth, you said, since the 90s. So talk about Juneteenth then, Juneteenth now, and how it's evolved to you.
Well, basically, like it was smaller back then, not as long as it is, as today. So it's good to see that it keeps growing and getting bigger and better. There's always been a center of attraction for the Black people, in our community. It's something that, Milwaukee's been doing for like 50 plus years. And when you go to other cities and they don't do it, you're kind of like surprised. And it seemed like even Chicago now is starting to get on board. And I was just like, a large city like that, you would think they'll be doing more. So it makes you be more proud to be, from Milwaukee, and to know that, you have some education and some history of who you are.
Absolutely, and clearly you've dressed the part, right? You found some vendors, you found some clothes. Talk about some of the folks you've seen here and some of the shopping you've done.
Yeah, well, see, one of the things I had in mind is I wanted to get some unique items about, like Juneteenth Day, because you can't find them. You can't go to a store. Although I do know one that you can do that now in Milwaukee, which is personalities in the Silver Mill Mall. But other than that, you know, like, you don't see a lot. So when the opportunity comes, you know, I come down and grab, you know, some things, you know, like each year to add to my collection.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to share about Juneteenth?
The thing that, you know, like makes you proud is this is the day that you can say freedom. And all day long, I'm going to be thinking of that song, Freedom. And because this is the time where we were free, all right? Not the 4th of July, not all that Star Spangled Banner, but the 19th of June.
Absolutely. All right. Happy Juneteenth, and happy Juneteenth to out there as well.
Actually, I'm getting kind of nostalgic. I really did want to be a soldier.
Ricky Townsell always dreamed of serving his country.
I was in Wisconsin Army National Guard for 19 years.
But when health issues got in the way, he got creative in his approach.
When I found out about the reenactment unit, it was like, what's the term? It was like a surrogate, you know? It took the place of my active military stuff.
Townsell is a first sergeant of Company F of the 29th Infantry U.S. Colored Troops, a reenactment group dedicated to sharing the stories of the only African-American Civil War unit credited to Wisconsin. Company F 29th United States Colored Troops was composed primarily of black soldiers who volunteered to serve in place of white residents.
After the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, it became legal for black people to join the military. In every state in the Union, most of them wanted to have their own colored regiment. There wasn't enough blacks in Wisconsin and Illinois and surrounding states to form a regiment, so what they did was they federalized the 29th Illinois, which was a state unit, and they made it the 29th United States Colored Troops, which meant they were able to recruit from Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, and other surrounding states. So the regiment had been formed with the exception of Company F. And 75 black men from Milwaukee answered the call to go to Quincy, Illinois, and we formed the nucleus of Company F.
Forward, march!
The more and more I found out about this unit, the more I felt it was our responsibility to let other, not just black people, but let everybody know about the role that the 29th, that Company F, folks from Wisconsin, black people from Wisconsin, played in the Civil War.
Left shoulder, shift!
The group gives a new meaning to living history, or should I say, reliving.
Forward, march!
We have to be period correct. There's no plastic bottles showing, no soda cans.
And although the group has shrunk in size,
we just don't have enough participation. We don't have enough men to do this, and we need younger men.
Order, arms.
the history of the 29th Infantry is as important now as it was all those centuries ago.
If we were no longer, then I fear nobody would know about those 75 black men that went to Quincy, Illinois, to fight for freedom.
While we're on the subject of veterans, the festival wanted to dedicate space to honor those who have fought for our freedoms, because there is no freedom or Juneteenth without veterans.
I think it's been a gap, and I think there have been so many people who have served their country, in various services here, and I think it's been kind of a neglected area that we need to really honor those who really have served World War II, Vietnam, to the current conflicts in Afghanistan and around the world.
As we've mentioned, of course, Milwaukee hosts one of the oldest Juneteenth celebrations in the country. It's now a celebration that's seen around the state and around the country. Historian Claiborne Benson told us about some of the earlier Wisconsin celebrations, including one that dates all the way back to the 19th century.
The city of Delavan and the city of Beloit makes a decision to celebrate the Emancipation Proclamation. They don't call it Juneteenth Day, they don't see it, but they see it as the emancipation, the ending of slavery, and so that they do all sorts of unique things like picnic, parade, they do church services, and they do it over a week's period of time, and they collaborate together in doing so. And so that is very significant. This happens in 1886. The 50-year anniversary is done by Governor Phillips. Governor Phillips makes a decision to put together an exhibit. First, he puts together a fantastic committee, and then he puts together an exhibit that goes down to Chicago. And he celebrates African Americans being in the state of Wisconsin and the contributions that they bring to the state of Wisconsin. He is essentially asking, with this exhibit, look at the fine work in which African Americans contribute to building. We encourage you to put your factories in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, because we have some good people and you can hire them to do this great work. This is part of the industrial growth of this country, and Wisconsin gets in on it very early. And this exhibit is to showcase the workmanship of African Americans in the state of Wisconsin.
Vendors at this year's Juneteenth parade began setting up at around 7 a.m. The vendors varied from local restaurants, clothing apparel shops, and community organizations.
We are Samad's House. We're out in the community for Juneteenth to train our community on how to use Narcan and how to utilize fentanyl testing strips. Our community is one of the highest communities, the African American communities, the African American males are actually dying from drug deaths at an extremely alarming rate, more than any other ethnicity. So while this is utilized, this is an African American holiday, we have to bring awareness and we have to train and bring education on how our community can live another day.
To bring vision and creativity together to rebuild the community economically for the future. Hood Claimers. It's more than a brand, it's a movement. We're trying to take the youth right now. With the youth, we can better the community by keeping the areas clean, by turning the youth into young entrepreneurs, and by giving them jobs and opportunities to better themselves. Hood Claimers.
Local restaurant owner Dion Washington brings his son Jaden every year.
I want him to learn because he's gonna have to do this when I'm gone. So I want him to be able to function and know how to operate the business properly.
And how long have you been cooking?
I've been cooking for 2 years. It's amazing when you can come down here and you have a whole lot of people out here cooking. And you know, they're cooking from their soul, so that's a good thing. Good food brings a good crowd.
Juneteenth means celebration, freedom. It means everything for my people to be able to come together in one space and shop amongst Black-owned businesses and just continue to recycle the revenue amongst the Black and African American community. It's a great opportunity, a great experience. This is one of the biggest events that I do yearly.
Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Black Nouveau back here on MLK in Burleigh, here with Mr. Sylvester Jackson with Believers for Change. Did I get that right?
Sir. Yep, that's it. You hit it right on the nail.
All right, perfect. Well,
Yes,
you
sir.
guys have an event going on for the youth. Talk about that and the importance of it.
Well, thanks, Brother Earl. Like I said, we're the Believer for Change. We're a nonprofit organization in the community, and we work around two targeted areas, those coming home from incarceration and youth. And the primary thing this weekend, we have a youth mental health forum that is about listening. Because when you start dealing with the problems in our area, we got to go to the young people. But if you want to bring solutions, you got to talk to the young people. So this mental health forum is having two panels, a panel of professional political individuals and then a panel of young people and young adults. And we just need the people in the community to listen to the young people, and then let's get them the resources and the thing they need to get them better, to get an alternative to what we're seeing, which is violence, which the violence is perpetrated by trauma, untreated mental health. And so we're hoping this event brings out the people to come and let's speak up, because, in the Black community, we don't really want to talk about mental health because we raised to believe that means you're crazy, but it's not about being crazy, it's about being in a position where you need help. And we want to make sure our young people get the help they need instead of getting locked up because of things they could have got treated for.
Very important conversation to have, Mr. Jackson. So if people want to learn more, if people want to attend, where can they go to find more information?
Well, they can go on our webpage, the Believer for Change Facebook. Our main webpage will be up tonight or tomorrow morning, but It's going to be held at 6207 North Titonia Avenue, and that'll be in the Silver Mill Mall at the very end where Buddy's Pizza is, and you'll see us out there, and anytime you see our flyer, you can scan and register. We got flyers everywhere, or you can call me at 414-748-4435, and we'll definitely get you what you need to get there and be a part of this event.
You heard them, folks. Thank you so much, Mr. Jackson, and happy Juneteenth to you.
Likewise, Brother Earl. God bless.
You ready? Yeah.
This year at Juneteenth, you can find the teens at the court.
The teen zone is a zone for the teens. Every demographic has their zones today at Juneteenth, and the teen zone is just really an area catered towards teenagers ages through 13 through 18. We have some basketball activities. We'll also have some hula hoop competitions and jump rope competitions.
For the first time, there was a specific space made for our next generation, with resources, games, and of course, a little friendly competition between local teens and Milwaukee Police Department officers.
Well, it's a good opportunity to play against the community and show them that not all officers are out here to arrest you, to give you problems, that we can react and show you that we're also people who do day-to-day activities just like you guys.
I'm a hooper. I just want to do it like at Juneteenth, like have some fun on the holiday celebrated.
Some of us are basketball players that haven't played in a while. Some of us are just out here just for the community event also.
A lot of people like basketball. It adds it to a great holiday to be celebrated.
Because you don't get to 52 years without including the next generation in on the fun.
Yeah, we played against the kids and we let them win. Wink.
At the Freedom Ball held just a few weeks ago, we had 7 community members receiving their Because of Them We Can award for their contributions to Black Milwaukee in a number of areas, including community activism, business, and cultural contributions. I spoke with 2 of them whose Juneteenth memories go way back to their childhood.
My first memories of Juneteenth go back probably when I was about 3 or 4. I remember walking to Juneteenth with my family from 12th and Locust to MLK and celebrating at Garfield Park, well, now Clinton Rose Park.
So talk about what made that special to you that time then, and then even going into now, just what's made Juneteenth so special to you personally?
Personally, for me, it's been about family, just that togetherness and learning about the history. My grandmother used to sew clothing, African garments that used to be sold at Juneteenth from one of the vendors. So it was just that connection, and then being able to come with family and see the concerts, staying out. It seemed like late at night at that time. Now I know it ends earlier, but that history is always going to be there. That it's just a family environment.
It's a unique celebration. It's a celebration of a changing in the guard, the changing in life. Probably when we first started going, we really didn't understand what Juneteenth meant, but as time went on, to understand more of what the whole Juneteenth was about. And I think having brought up my kids and getting them to understand that June 19th was a very special day in history. The last time, in Texas where slaves were freed. And to be able to celebrate that day in today's society, it's just unreal. Every year when I go, I have a budget. So I start on one end, and I eat my way around, and then I check out all the different vendors. And because I think it's important, because so many vendors come in from outside the state, I feel compelled to try to buy certain things that, unique items or anything from the vendors, just to be able to help spend my money, So it's the shopping, food first, shopping second.
How's it going, folks? We are here back at Juneteenth, joined by Mrs. Patricia Wilson. How are you?
I am great, loving Juneteenth.
Absolutely. Happy Juneteenth to you first off.
Thank you. Happy Juneteenth to you.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm talking about your organization here, ECHO, Engaging Communities to Change Health Outcomes. I got that right?
That is absolutely correct, and that's what we're here to do.
All right, so talk about your organization and the work that you're doing.
So ECHO, we come up with a problem that's affecting our neighborhood, and we come up with a solution. The group that I'm working with, we targeted food insecurities. So we know that restaurant meal programs work. They're very successful. They work in 8 different states, except we have none here in Wisconsin. So we have a petition that we're asking people to sign that will help us expand that program where our seniors, disabled, and homeless individuals that get food share, SNAP benefits, Quest card, EBT, whatever you want to call it, they can use that to purchase hot, nutritious meals. Right now, they can go to the store and buy chips and soda. We want them to eat healthy meals. We understand that seniors might have health conditions that they can't purchase, they can't cook their meals. And we know homeless people, they don't have a place to cook meals. So this will even the playing field where they'll be able to get that nutritious meal.
So we saw you folks out here having folks sign the petition, but for folks who aren't here or can't make it, how can people find out more about ECHO and how to help?
They can come to our website, which is echowi.org. That's ECCHOWI.org for more information.
Mrs. Wilson, thank you so much for joining us, and happy Juneteenth again.
Thank you for having it. Happy Juneteenth, everyone.
All right. Since it started back in 1971, Milwaukee's Juneteenth celebration has been led by Northcott Neighborhood House.
Northcott is Juneteenth. It's what we live and breathe. So we're working on Juneteenth all year. Margaret Henningsen, God bless her, took that trip to Mobile, Alabama, and experienced the Juneteenth and brought that back here. We've kept it alive for 52 years. And it's been important to ensure that the community had more or less a place to tie Juneteenth to. Because Juneteenth isn't just really this one day. The 19th is a great and wonderful day. However, we have to deal with, are we serving our community every single day? My job is to always do something positive in this community. If Northcott hasn't done that, then we haven't honored the true meaning of Juneteenth. So we're gonna always be here trying to do every single thing, every single day to support the community, to make it better, because that's what Juneteenth is truly about. How do we serve each other? Whatever we have belongs to the community, not to us. We exist to serve the community.
Happy Juneteenth once again, everybody. We are having a good time clowning around here with Clown and Blinky. Happy Juneteenth to you.
Oh, thank you so much. It is a happy time, and you know, clowns like happy times.
Absolutely. You've been clowning around for quite a while, since the Great Circus Parade days.
Oh, yeah, I was in the Great Circus Parade years ago. It was lots of fun. Ernest Borgnine, I have his autograph. The famous actor, Ernest Borgnine.
Absolutely.
Yes, and it was a wonderful experience. Wish he'd come back.
All right, well, we got you back here now, and we got you in the Kids Zone this year, so talk about that and the time you're having this year.
I love it. I love when the kids come up and they're smiling and they're happy and they're saying, oh, there's a clown. I even get some kids that are a little scared, and as clowns, we always say, don't force them, but just let them stand back and look at the other kids smiling and stuff, and maybe they'll get okay, you know? But, I mean, they're okay, but, you know, I mean, maybe they won't be so scared.
No, I know what
But
you
the thing about it is, clowns like to make people happy. We like to see a smile on the faces. And so I'm with the kids, and we've got face painting and balloons and bubbles and just all kind of fun, but mostly lots of laughter, which is good for the heart, good for the soul.
Absolutely. So what's a clown's favorite part about Juneteenth? Besides the kids, of course.
Being here for the celebration, which is a wonderful, wonderful celebration of historical factor, of something. Don't get me started now, because I might start crying.
We don't want to get you.
But it's a day of celebration. It's a time of celebration, and so we're glad.
Well, thank you so much for taking some time to join us, Clowny and Bleaky, and happy Juneteenth to all of you out there. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Now, before we close, we want to tell you about 2 upcoming programs we have in July and August.
In July, we have a full screening of Black Strings, the award-winning documentary shot right here in Milwaukee that is featured in Homegrown Future Visions. We'll also talk with members of the group and Marquise Mays, the filmmaker.
Milwaukee just has a lot to offer, you know, but there's a lot of healing that has to happen. I think all of us have something to offer as far as what we can contribute to healing. And I know it may sound mundane, but whatever we can give of ourselves, you know, my gift and our gift as Black String Triage is the gift of music, right?
And in August, we'll talk with Black Arts MKE about their upcoming Black Theater Festival, and we'll have an upcoming interview with veteran actor, producer, and director Glenn Turman. We know him as Preach from Cooley High and Colonel Brad Taylor from A Different World, but he got his start in the original production of A Raisin in the Sun.
Also in August, we'll look back at the 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. If you went to the march, we'd like to hear from you. Give us a call at 414-297-7556. That's 414-297-7556.
All right, as we wrap things up, Alexandria, did you have a good time?
I did. I always have a good time at Juneteenth, but I have a even better time when the sun is out. So I'm grateful we got good sunshine and even better company.
Thankful for no rain, as we all had a good time, as you like to say, as we all like to say, it's a family reunion here when we all get together at Juneteenth. So a great time had by all. Hopefully you had a chance to come out here and celebrate it with us, but in the meantime, happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
And we'll leave you tonight with the words from Northcott's executive director about the importance of Juneteenth and why all Americans should celebrate it.
I am Juneteenth. I am the descendant of slaves. My freedom came at a price that a lot of Americans paid, regardless of color. I am Juneteenth. I'm the legacy of what was and what will be. So our children are the future. We have to explain to them how committed everyone was to freedom. It wasn't just, we're gonna come together and you're gonna be free. It took a long, hard struggle, and even after 1865, the struggle continued through Reconstruction, Jim Crow, the Civil Rights Movement. All of those things were important components to moving us to where we are. It's all about freedom, and our children have to understand that. Our children have to also understand that together we move forward. Not as separate races, together we move forward.